Y'all ready? I gotta sing my song. The Lakers are playing incredible, but y'all gonna have to catch that on the sports channel. Got it? Oh, these carrots are divine. You get a dozen for a dime. It's magic. Wake up. Y'all come on in here. We got to talk about the coach. We got to talk about the coach. Y'all seen him be very, very pissed off with Coach Prime. And I want to know why. I'm disappointed too, I ain't gonna lie. I wanted him to stay a little longer. I believe they had won the SWAC conference maybe like back to back, possibly 3 in a row. I don't know. He said he cut me deep, but I get it. Man, it was the inevitable, I guess. People were saying it all the time. He was kind of a big deal to be in the historic black colleges and universities. He should have stayed. He should have stayed, man. He should have sat on it for a minute, man. He could have made way more of an impact sitting on a piece. He should have sat on it for a minute. He should have sat on it for a minute, man. The tide of college football was visibly turning in front of everybody. He had a lot of blue chip recruits bypassing college powerhouses to go there, and he didn't just switch lanes on them like that. I don't think he did it for money, though. I don't think it was a money situation. I don't. He said he played them kids. I think in the process of worrying about himself and his kids, he may have turned his back on the rest of the program and shit. He said just when you was giving him props, right. I believe his decision had a lot to do with Shedeur Sanders, his son. I believe he said early wise and wake and bake. Well, all right. Since you insisted. Does that work for you? Anyway, I have mixed feelings about it, man. I'm disappointed, man, because Deion Sanders coaching at Jackson State, it brought some sports cohesion. We all enjoyed it together as a people. Everybody black enjoyed it. It was great news. He was doing great things. He was helping black boys. Deion Sanders made going to college and going to a black college fashionable again. And because of that, I think he should have stood on it because the tide was changing. Now that you went to the D1 level, Prime, what are you going to do? Turn around and tell kids to come to D1? I don't think he did it for money. He said he chose the money. I think he did. I don't think it was for money. I think he's loaded. I think he's filthy rich. I think he did it for his son. I think he did it to put his son in the spotlight. His son got another year of playing. I think he about to be a senior. His son is a quarterback. He said Jackson State is one. It's not one of the Power Five, the Power Five or the top 25 schools in the nation. He said it is D1, more like D1A or some shit like that. But again, I think he's sending out a mixed signal, and it's gonna fuck a lot of shit up temporarily. Jackson State, they probably gonna be terrible for the next few years because the coach that comes in, if Deion took all of his staff with him, a new coach is gonna come. And the new coach is going to bring his own staff. And he's going to be so insecure about his predecessor, Deion, that he's going to change everything. Everything that Deion set in place, he's not going to uphold it. He's going to come and institute his own program on purpose. And Deion will be wiped from Jackson State. It'll just be a memory and shit. The wins that they accumulated, he'd walk away with that. But aside from, it's fucked up. He said Jackson State ungrateful as hell. Shedeur sophomore. Okay. Why do y'all say that they're ungrateful? I figured that Deion's explanation was gonna be, y'all can't be mad at me. I gave y'all a football stadium. Deion went to Walmart and had them sponsor and pay for the football stadium. They got a football stadium. I believe they got a new locker room. And they got a grant for the state of Mississippi that's gonna fix their water. I believe he's going to claim that. And he should. If he has something to do with it, he should. So somebody in here said they should put a statue for him on He has a debt to his people. Ho, 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 ho. How does he have a debt to his people? Emotional of a grown man business is crazy. Not only that, you got some people that's mad at him who never even went to college and shit. You got people that's mad at him that didn't go to a historic black college or university, so you can't be mad at him if you didn't go. Name the stadium after home. My man said he owes a debt to his people. How? If you work for McDonald's in the hood and they offer you a manager's position at McDonald's in a better establishment, how is that wrong? Great point. Great point. I think people more so upset at the timing of it because it happened right when Jackson State was picking up in popularity like a motherfucker. It was a great story. No team wanted him, so he had to go to the HBCU route. Is that what made him more appealing as a coach? He went to Jackson State to display his greatness. I was under the impression that wherever he coached, they was winning and shit. They said he did the same shit in like Little League and shit like that. He said, no matter what you do, they're gonna hate. Y'all like the video. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all like the video as y'all come in here. I know a lot of people still in bed. It's Monday, time to get back to the business. He said, Deion is gonna get every top player in California. Yeah, they're gonna be running to Colorado now. He's gonna make Colorado a powerhouse, I believe. I wish he would have stayed at Jackson State. It was about his staff. He got NFL coaches on his staff who are ambitious and didn't see themselves at JSU forever. The facility is trash, and they couldn't compete in recruiting. They was competing in recruiting. They was getting D1 jobs. I mean, they was getting D1 blue chip recruits. The school didn't have the resources. He stepped down to the HBCU level to gain them exposure and get them funds. He outgrew Jackson State. He was only there a few years. Like, he skipped out too soon. Prime, damn, man. I hate when somebody get a case on one of the guys that I like. Black people got a good case on Prime because he made it to where there's a lot of black boys that was coming to Jackson State. He don't even know who he affected. He affected a guy who's a junior in high school right now. It was a junior in high school who planned to go to Jackson State after he graduated because of Deion Sanders. And now he's not there no more. I do believe that it has something to do with, I think it had a lot to do with his son. If you leave from a school like Jackson State, you playing QB, and you go from Jackson State to the University of Colorado, that's the big stage. That's the big stage. Prime said he couldn't get the kids he needed, defensive and offensive linemen. But we should be focused on bigger things. HBCU's got a bunch of problems, way bigger than football. He's going to take a lot of Alabama recruiting, which is great. His son played quarterback. He got another one to play safety. They said the one to play safety, he couldn't go because he already transferred from he came to Jackson State from South Carolina, so he's stuck. He got to stay there. The quarterback, they got posters out already saying, welcome to Colorado. At the end of the day, Deion is too big for Jackson State. Y'all think that's what it is in totality? Then he was showing off on Instagram like JSU season not over yet. It would be totally unfair. So now that he's accepted the job, they still got games left on their schedule. Peace. Good morning. Y'all like the video as y'all coming through? He wanted a big-time gig to begin with. They found a dead body in the trunk. Think about it. Who do you want to play against, low or high level? He started something though. I understand how y'all what y'all saying about the competition and shit, but he started something. He started something great. He started something great. This wouldn't be an issue had he stayed a couple more years. Derek, that's what I'm saying. If he gave him 5 years service, man, people probably wouldn't have thought much of it. But he skipped out. No more games. They won a championship. Only their bowl game remains. So will he coach the bowl game? He won't even coach the bowl game. He's done? Damn. Nick Saban made $11 million. You know Prime wasn't settling for no $300,000. He's leaving the program in immaculate condition. They will be the benchmark of historic black college and university sports. I agree. I wants to see how Jackson State is once Deion leave. I wants to see if they keep everything intact. I think whoever come behind him, if he didn't leave staff there, I think the next guy gonna change shit. They have a game in Atlanta coming up, the Cricket Wireless Bowl, so he's not gonna coach that. His son got to play in that game. He already met with Colorado players. They got a poster out for his son already. I don't know how he could go back and play in that bowl game. Prime bringing 10 players with him, told the Colorado boys to enter the portal. Who expected him to stay at Jackson State, though? He put them on stage. They never been on and left his mark. Jackson State been on the stage before. Walter Payton went to Jackson State. I think Jerry Rice went to Jackson State, too. They ain't a nobody-ass school. They got a history. He added to their history. I wish he wouldn't have left like that. Is his sons good or okay? They good. They good. Quarterback nice. Just won the title 2 years in a row, I believe, and shit. Then his other son is a defensive back. He might play safety or something like that, but them Prime sons, you know he gonna have them niggas on dog time on the football field. I definitely expected him to stay. Jerry Rice went to Mississippi Valley. You right, correct. They used to be on Mad Sports with Joe Claire. It's really a shame one of the sons can't transfer. Nah, that's the other one, the one that played D-back. They said he already played at South Carolina. He transferred once, so he's stuck. I believe that the other guy, he trying to get his son in the NFL. He's trying to get his son in the NFL. Everybody expected him to stay, but he had a point as to why he left. So what was his clear explanation? Can somebody share with me his clear explanation for why he left? Please. He said, God, Prime was doing everything and wasn't being compensated. He donated all his checks, which was $300,000. Whatever. What else do you want him to do? That's the money that they was talking about. Okay. They did say he gave his money to his staff and shit. He passed the rock to his staff. Can they be mad at him if he took care of everybody? They said he left for his son and the money. I believe it was he's been quoted as saying Prime always been in the money. It wasn't about the money. That's what I heard he said. I thought it was about his son. His ultimate goal is to get to Florida State. Watch, they will line him up. I'm glad you said that, right? I think people have a problem with that. Going to Colorado, it makes it look like he was going to take any monies offered to him. If he went to his alma mater, people probably would have understood that because I believe most people wanted him to be the coach of Florida State at some point. He played there. He dominated there. Hey, he said, you get fired or elevate. He was making $300,000 a year versus Colorado paying him $5 million. That's a big leap, y'all. I think we got to understand that. That's a big gap in payment. He was getting paid an inferior salary compared to his counterparts. And he's winning games, winning titles and shit. So that's huge disparity. That's huge disparity. The spotlight he put on black college football scene isn't going nowhere now. I think he went to Colorado because he know he can beat the shit out of Nick Saban in a bowl game or college playoffs. Jackson State, I don't think would be able to play. That's a big gap. That's a big gap, y'all. It's called disparity. That's a big gap. That's a big gap. We have to understand that. That's a big gap, y'all. The man was being underpaid. If that's what it is, that's what we gonna stand on. He's being underpaid. 300,000 and 5 million. That's a huge gap. He did all he could, bro. More athletes need to follow him. We can't put it all on Prime. Respectfully, y'all taking life for granted, saying he should have stayed more years. He shed light on HBCUs. Now let's get more black coaches at the elite level. Peace. I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't know what happened to Mel's TV. He might be in jail or something. I ain't seen him or heard from him in years. I totally understand. I just think he had a couple more years to build up the HBCU status. I don't think job offers was gonna go away for Dion. I think he could have stayed a couple more years. I liked it. I liked it. I liked what was going on. I liked it, the whole energy around Jackson State. I like seeing him dancing. All of that. I tell y'all what though, right? We gonna get to see all of that clowning he was doing. All of that clowning. He said, Dion set his own price at JSU. All that clowning that he was doing at Jackson State, he about to take that shit into the mountains of Colorado. he about to have all them big ass white boys up there dancing and shit. Hey yo, he about to take the dancing up to Colorado. Hey yo, he gonna have them big ass white boys dance. Hey yo, it ain't gonna stop. He gonna continue. The show gonna continue. It's gonna continue. It's about to invade the homes of America now. Watch. Watch. They dancing already. Don't you know the boys that play for Colorado, they amped already? They amped up already. He said he will have 75% black players. 75% black players, that only work in the NBA. You need some white boys in football, fam. I'm sorry. You need some white boys. You need some white boys in football, fam. That 75% shit, that's for the NBA. Straight up. Straight up. White boys can get busy on that football field. He said actually 65%. I just know from history and shit. You need some white boys on the squad, yo. For real. For real. Them white boys buckle down in trenches, man. Like, and that football shit, they take that football shit serious. Basketball is ours. You feel me? But them offensive line and shit, them offensive lines, them is huge, country-fed white boys and shit. And they be in the trenches, blocking and opening up holes. And when that ball snap, that's them big white boys. You need some. You need some. You just do. He said he about to shock the world. Give him 2 years. I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to say that. My man said I wasn't going to say that. Them white boys. Them football white boys, they be psycho. Football white boys don't... They said like the program. Yeah. You need a John Lynch. You need a John Lynch around, man. You need a J.J. Watt around. You do. What's my man from Gronkowski? Gronkowski. You need them dudes around, man. Straight up. The motherfuckers play hurt. All that shit, they'll get right to tape it up. I don't give a fuck. He said Urlacher, yeah. You need them. Romanowski, y'all naming all of the killers. Bosworth, he was Mark Gaston, no New York Jets, no doubt. I'm keeping around Urlacher, Romanowski, and them dudes and shit. He said, big dude who headbutted his own helmet. White boys been headbutting helmets, man. But subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get the notifications. When he get to Colorado, trust me, Prime wants some white boys on his team. Mike Alstott. Mike the Bully Alstott. Greatest fullback in NFL history. Mike Alstott, he said Brad Muster. Y'all going back. Muster played for the Bears. What's my man name? What's my white boy from back in the day? Played for the Steelers. Merle Hodge. Lyle's it. Y'all naming all of the lunatics. Lynch. Bust your head. Yeah. All in all and shit, I just want to see what happened, but I wish he didn't stay. I ain't upset with him or nothing like that, but I do wish he had stayed. Just a couple more years, man. The show's over now, man. He gonna take it to Colorado, though. Let's see what happens. Kevin Green, killer. He said, Prime, no, he wrong for that. Rocky Blyer, y'all naming all of them. Colorado paying him $30 a year for 5 years with bonuses and incentives. We all have to understand that, y'all. He was underpaid. It was a great disparity. It was right there on front line. He said, nah, Moose Johnson. Nah, Moose was nice. Moose was nice. He wasn't fucking with, man, is you crazy? He wasn't fucking with no Mike Alstott. Mike Alstott was the best fullback ever played in the NFL. Easy. Hands down. Mike Alstott was such a deadly fullback, they was lining him up back there by himself. Like he was the tail and shit. They was running him as a tailback. No blocker. Don't forget, he was a fullback. He used to block for Warwick Dunn. They start lining him up back there by himself. By himself. And I watched his highlight tape a couple of weeks ago. It's incredible. Mike Alstott. Very, very fucking entertaining. He said he definitely chose the money. He don't got $30 million at this point in his life. It's 400 people here, and it's only 80 likes. Can y'all like the video? I'm talking equality now. Like the video. I know y'all just getting up. It's early. He got a grant for Jackson State's water, Kissed by the Sun. It was in the news maybe a week or so ago. I called it the Prime Effect. Herschel Walker wasn't better than I don't think Herschel Walker had a better career than Mike Alstott in the NFL. I don't. And Herschel Walker was good. Herschel Walker was so fast, he played kick return. Yeah, he played kick return for the Dallas Cowboys. He played kick return for the Minnesota Vikings, and I think he was on kick return for the Eagles. Yeah. He said that TV money don't go nowhere. He said, nah, Gully, dude who played for San Diego was the best fullback. Y'all got to tell me his name. I got footage. He said the Nigerian Nightmare was. No. I lived through the Christian Okoye era. No. I seen Christian Okoye get smacked by Steve Atwater from the Denver Broncos. Met Christian Okoye in a hole and put him on his ass. Ain't nobody, you never seen no D-back run up on Mike Alstott. Y'all ever seen a D-back run up on Mike Alstott? Please. Anybody? What badass D-back ran up and hit Mike Alstott? Nope. He said, nope, hell nah. Lose your shoulder like that. Lorenzo O'Neal for the Chargers. Not even close. Man, don't y'all know Alstott was having 40, 50-yard runs and shit off screen passes? He's a fullback. Y'all bugging. Y'all don't know football. I'm done with that. Steve Atwater, Steve Atwater used to knock himself out hitting niggas. He was better than Mike. I seen Mike get smashed too. I ain't never seen it. He said he was old. He wasn't old when Atwater hit him. His ass got old after the hit. He said Jim Brown is the best fullback ever. He didn't have any blocking. You could be right. I ain't seen him play. I didn't even know he played fullback. I thought Jim Brown played tailback. He said, woke the league up from the nightmare, and Atwater was mic'd up that game. Yup. Jim Brown was a tailback. Thank you. He said, I'm a Philly fan. We stayed doing Mike dirty. Nobody on Philly would even hit that boy except for Brian Dawkins. Nobody from Philly would run up and hit that boy. Don't do that. He said Dungy used to put him in the I. I'll start in the power I with Lorenzo Neal blocking for him. Oh, okay. They just said he was blocked for Alston. He never had 100 on us. Check the stats. He's a fullback. A fullback not supposed to have 100 yards. I bet you Warwick Dunn had 100 on y'all ass. Chapman. Wasn't his name Chapman or Graham? He said Dunn on the A train. He said Dawkins couldn't do him like Bush. Never had more than 2 TDs in the red zone. You talking about All-Star versus Natron Means. I got that jersey. You talking about All-Star never scored no touchdowns in the red zone against the Eagles? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I've seen many teams try to stop All-Star from getting in from short. It don't work. He said bullshit. That's what I'm saying, bullshit. Good morning, everybody. Deion Sanders is gone to the Colorado Buffaloes. I used to watch Colorado back in the day and shit. This back when they had Eric Bieniemy, Darian Hagan, Charles Johnson, all them guys. Them niggas beat my Notre Dame team maybe in like 1990 or something. I was hurt. I was hurt about that. Colorado, yeah. He said All-Star would jump over the pile, too. Rashawn Salam didn't do nothing in the NFL. Keyjana Carter didn't do nothing in the NFL either. All-Star was bigger than Lorenzo Neal. The Colorado Buffaloes had Cordell Stewart too, but the team that I was talking about was better than Cordell and them. Darian Hagan, he was a quarterback. He was number 2, and Eric Bieniemy, number 2 and 3. They used to run the option. Woo, woo. He said All-Star pulled Jeeps up mountains. I seen this. Salon wasn't used properly. Out of everyone talking about this, I was waiting to hear it. I'm a Deion Sanders fan. In my eyes, he can't do no wrong. I don't agree with what he did this time. I think he should have stayed a couple more years, man. I just feel like the show was abbreviated, man. It would have been dope for him to went to the HBCUs and won 5 straight titles and stepped off. People would have been like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He's securing the bag for his sons. I just said that he went to Colorado to put his son on the big stage. He said, I never heard All-Star speak, never took his helmet off. Somebody in here said Deion Sanders don't got $30 million. I think you joking. I also think he should have Bianca Patuca, he went to Michigan. I also think he should have put out his own cleat. Deion Sanders should put out his own cleat, his own football cleat called the Prime. He should. Everybody will wear him. All his sons got to do is build his social media presence on his own. You're Deion Sanders' kid. You're guaranteed for the NFL. He said he was worth $40 million already. He said Shador didn't look like he wants to go. Shador can get ready. Shador can get ready now. He said, why ain't no bloggers mentioning anything about Tata, Jay-Z friend? Your boy Zip with the Drip, the only thing said anything. That wasn't the Tata he's talking about. Zip is talking about a Tata from Queens. Colorado Prime have left the building to be in Egypt. The shoe deal would have to do it with Nike. He don't need Nike. He can just call him the Prime. He can just call him the Prime, man. Niggas don't need when you lit like that. Deion Sanders lit. If Lonzo Ball didn't get hurt in those sneakers, the Ball sneakers was gonna work. Them BBB joints was gonna work. That was gonna work. And he didn't need nobody. He manufactured them himself. Those wasn't, he didn't have no partner in that. They didn't work. They wasn't of quality, I guess, but. He said the BBB price was too high. What you mean it was too high? Y'all pay expensive prices. You saying it was too high for a black man. You feel that it was too high for a black man to get $300 for some sneakers. Y'all got to get out of that mind frame and shit. You'll run to any other race. Italy, buy they shit. Japanese, buy they shit. You buy it from anybody else for $300. And that's actually, that's on the low end. $300 on the low end of the sneaker chart for real and shit. Buy from the black man. He said they was ugly and overpriced. All of them wasn't ugly. Prime had reached his ceiling at JSU. He brought everyone else in the swag up a little. He did. Good morning. Yeah, 300, that's the norm. Good morning, everybody. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell as you come in. Make sure you hit the top bell. That's the notification bell. How good was Bonzi Wells? That should be on my sports channel, but I kind of like the topic. Bonzi Wells was the only player in the NBA that was bullying Kobe Bryant. I'm a Laker fan. When Bonzi got the ball, he had Kobe at his mercy. People don't talk about that. That was Bonzi was a little too big for Kobe. Had a little bit too much booty and shit. He get Kobe on his back, he was the only one that used to do that to him, and he couldn't stop him. Bonzi Wells was unstoppable in Portland. He was. He said in Kobe chest, go look up the footage. I'm trying to tell you. He couldn't. I don't even think he liked sticking Bonzi. Bonzi was kind of like on the chubby side a little bit. He said Bonzi worked him. He couldn't do nothing with him, man. He was too big for Kobe and shit. Deion Sanders could have his own football line with the experience, knowing how to better design with safety in mind. All he got to do is say it and just do it. The best slogan ever. He said, hell no, he wasn't unstoppable in Portland. Shit. When Bonzi was playing in Portland with JR and them niggas was unstoppable, man. Them niggas was doing what the fuck they want. You better go look at the stats. Them niggas was bad, man. We had to come from like 15. The Lakers and Kobe was down 15. We was down to them niggas 15 in the fourth quarter. That's the game when Kobe threw the alley-oop to Shaq. Man, them niggas was in our ass. What you talking about? He said the refs got Portland. No, they didn't. We was down 15 points in the fourth quarter. We ran it back. We ran it back. They had Steve Smith. Them niggas was loaded. Down 15. Speaking of Lakers, I was going to hold this. Y'all going to get it on my sports channel. I'm going over there with my Laker bullshit, but I just got to say this. When we come to your town, on the East Coast, they was calling Washington LA East. Hey, yo, it was more people cheering for the Lakers in D.C. We back. 4-game win streak. 4-game road win streak. On the road kicking ass. I hope we sweep on the road. Teams don't be doing that. Teams take their breaks on the road. Yeah. And I ain't forget about you niggas that want to trade Russell Westbrook. We got a big 3. The Lakers got a big 3. Sixers got smoke for y'all. Philly can't fuck with us. Can't nobody in the East fuck with us. We just whoop Milwaukee ass. We coming through there. Wait until we get back to L.A. He said I give AD 4 more games. He just went on a 10-game stretch. He averaging like 37. Let me put Russ in the middle. Good morning, everybody. Hip-hop, sports, and fashion. Y'all know how I do it. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the sports channel, though. Follow me on IG. He said the Lakers are trash. No, we not. We the hottest team in the league. Who the hottest team in the NBA right now? We 8-2 over the last 10 games. They wishing my man get hurt. He said, how many points did Pat Bev? He shot an ill-advised three-pointer in the fourth quarter last night. We was up about almost 30 points on them niggas. They start coming back, and during the fucking, when they was coming back, Pat Bev decides to shoot a fucking three-pointer. I couldn't believe this nigga. You know you can't hit that, my nigga. He said Bonzi didn't play no D. I ain't no Bonzi for sticking nobody. I knew him for getting in Kobe's ass, though. Hopefully, AD can keep up the consistency. Y'all still want to trade Russell Westbrook? Y'all still want to trade Russell Westbrook? I need to know this. Whose idea was that? Whose idea was that? A lot of y'all had that on y'all tongue for months. Whose idea was that? I live in Jackson. Dion needed to leave here. There was so much mess going on behind the scenes. He would have been a fool not to take the job. Gully owes AD an apology. The nigga wasn't playing up to potential. Excuse me. He wasn't playing up to potential. Y'all like the video. Good morning to everybody. Deion Sanders on to Colorado. So I guess we Colorado fans now. We following the Colorado Buffaloes. I want to see with the rankings. I want to see if they come ranked in the top 25. I don't know have they been good any time. Pat Bev is like a Rudy. He only there for motivation and moral support. You talking about Rudy, the football movie, right? He said, I still trade Russ and 2 picks for Kyrie and Joe Harris. Nah, fuck Kyrie. Kyrie don't play enough games. He got too much shit going on. Prime went to Colorado to get his player's son a bigger platform for the league. I just told everybody that. His son played quarterback. If he believed in him, he said, come on, man, we got to go. I understand that. Pat Bev going to be Draymond Green, trying to be Draymond Green. Draymond score points, get rebounds and assists. Pat Bev don't do nothing, yo. I ain't never seen a basketball player that's ineffective. He said Pat Bev makes every team better, whether he scores or not. Pat Bev ain't got nothing to do with this win streak. I tell you, if he contributed. We cut a nigga that contributed. That white boy, Matt Ryan, he hit a 3-pointer for, I think, our second win of the season. They cut him. He would be making $5.9 million a year. What would you do? It would be criminal for him not to accept that. The logical thing for him to do is to accept it. The disparity in his salary versus the some of the, power schools and shit. He's Deion Sanders, man. He deserved a VIP treatment, but I know it had a lot to do with his son. His son going to be the starting quarterback. Prime's truck got broke into. His office got robbed. I remember when his office got robbed. His son's car got vandalized. The school and alumni was taking football funds. He helped generate. The list goes on and on and on. They don't break in the head coach's vehicles in Colorado. Wow. Wow. He said they won't win 5 games next year. I don't think he's going to stand for no ass kicking. Now they saying he's going to Florida State in a couple of years. Well, y'all, we packing up and we moving to Colorado. I know I am. Somebody keeps saying something about bodies and vehicles down in Jackson. He said the first year is going to be bad. Hopefully everything turns out for the best for Deion Sanders. I'm still on his side, but I know a lot of people have a bad, a nasty taste has been left in some people's mouths because there's I think anybody that he recruited, if he recruited you, he probably took his recruits with him. I don't think he left them. I don't know. My man said Deion Sanders is the man. Share this video as y'all come in. Good morning, everybody. He said, I'm rooting for him. Me too. Deion's staff went from making 70 G's at Jackson State to 150 at Colorado. I know his staff was like, man, we got to go. They found a body on Jackson State campus in a car on Friday. A student killed another student in the dorm. Man, get the fuck out of here. If that happened, that was the icing on the cake. That really happened? I'm about to get off of here in a second. Tell me that ain't true, man. Y'all gotta be exaggerating. guys transfer, come from JUCO, and who knows will change their mind and will choose to go to Colorado to play next year. My man said, I live here. Jason Harris said it happened. He said, yeah, that really happened. Oh, that's the icing on the cake. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. He probably been had the offer from Colorado. He said, yeah, he been had the offer from Colorado. That's what did it. That's what did it. He can't have his name associated with that type of shit. You can't move on. That's with his brand. He can't move on. Man, I'm the fuck out of here. That did it. That did it. That did it. He said, man, that happens everywhere. Man, that don't happen around Deion fucking Sanders. A student from New Jersey was found in a trunk on JSU campus. It was definitely a body found. Weird timing. That's why he got the fuck up out of there. That was the icing on the cake. Trust me. I can't believe that shit. I got to look into that story. If somebody got the link to the story, put it in the chat, please. He said the man put his own money into the system to help the school. He said he was in talks with them for a month. That's crazy. Wherever there's blacks, there's going to be some bodies found, huh? There's going to be some killing. He said the dead body was the final straw. It's grimy all around that campus, though. I don't go around there without the tool. I can't believe it. Wherever there's blacks, there will be bodies. Announced it before the bowl game so he could up his recruiting. He got that Under Armour deal for them before he left. They got to stop hating on the coach. His children go to that same school. You think he want that crime around his children? Not to mention that Deion was robbed. Well, we got all the evidence we need that indicate they wore out their welcome. Make sure y'all get to the gym this morning. I'm going as soon as I got my Under Armour on too. I'm going as soon as I get up off of here. Make sure y'all go. Burpees, Monday. Steam room, it's Monday. Hunter gets to play against USC, UCLA, and Oregon. He paid out of his own pockets to get their facilities together. He went 12-0. Come on, let the man grow as a coach. Now somebody else pick up and keep it going. Essentially, that's what I'll go with. Deion exiting, probably open the door for somebody else to come get on and shit and feed their family. Somebody has a program that's already going in a good direction, already in order. Let's see who got the better record next year, Jackson State or Colorado. I'm going to be looking for that. Like the video. Good morning, everybody. Subscribe to the channel if this is your first time coming in. Hip-hop, sports, and fashion. Y'all know my business. Tune in with the dribble. Gully TV. Make sure y'all get my album, Pillmatic. It's on all streaming platforms. Wherever you buy music, it's there. Pillmatic. It's fire. Shout out to everybody involved. Deion gave them a blueprint. I wonder who the backup quarterback is. On him now. Deion is a great man. Let another come through. God has a different assignment for Deion. God said, go Deion, go Deion, go. I like that. I'm happy he moved on. Our people don't appreciate the ones trying to make a difference for us. Business move. Jackson State was a stepping stone. All that who is the swag stuff was bullshit. No longer a reason for him to stay in Jackson. They wouldn't have hesitated for his ass losing. Mississippi is rough, tough. I'm not gonna lie. I visited Mississippi for the first time last year. Last year. I think it was cold up north when I was up down there, but I was coming from Texas. We went from Texas, stayed in New Orleans, and then went to Natchez, Mississippi. I didn't like Mississippi at all. I didn't. That ain't no like destination. I was telling one of my homeboys about my experience down there. He got family down there too. His people from Shibuya, Mississippi. He like when we go down there to visit my folks. It's way in the woods and shit. Like you don't get no phone, no cell phone reception or none of that shit, right? So I told him, you don't be bothered. You don't like you know what I'm saying? You don't be uncomfortable down there and shit. And he was like, nah, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. You know, he was like, nah, I don't like it all like that. I was like, I was uneasy when I was down there. I didn't even want to stay in a hotel in the state of Mississippi. We left the entire state entirely, you know, before I would go to sleep. And he said we agreed that it was all of the death that went on down there. Like you could feel it. If you from the north and you go down there, you know you around some shit that you ain't really experienced before. Like you can feel this shit on your body. And my man, we was like, that's all of them fucking lynchings and shit, all that blood down there. And I'm like, damn. And right after this, I seen a documentary. It's on Amazon Prime, and they might still got slaves in Mississippi right now. It's a documentary out that depicts motherfuckers that was in slavery almost to the 2000s and shit. This shit was bizarre as a motherfucker. It was like some of our people, Mississippi got laws, right? It was on the books in Mississippi. If you get incarcerated, if you go to prison in Mississippi, you become like property of the state, and they can give you the plantations and shit like that. They was giving motherfuckers the plantations who was serving prison sentences and like leasing them or giving them the plantations, and they abolished slavery. The niggas that was in the system, they didn't free them. They just left their ass there and shit. Never told them that they was free. Like, these motherfuckers is so in the woods. These motherfuckers are so far in the woods that they don't know the rest of us is free. And it's possible that it might still, it's a chick on the documentary said, my grandmother stayed with her master until 2003. She was born at 19 something. She didn't know no other life. For some old crazy shit. But in Mississippi, there's uninhabited parts of Mississippi in the fucking woods. I'm telling you, in the fucking woods. It's niggas in these backwoods who stand on plantations and still living. Like, listen, right? If your mom, grandmother was a slave, let's say she bought her freedom and shit, whatever, she got free, whatever. And she bought a house. They was buying houses. Who's she gonna buy a house from? Her fucking master. They selling these motherfuckers houses on their plantation. So basically, you free as a slave, but you can live here. If they still live on the property, who you think they gonna fucking work for? So basically what happened was, you're not in the slave quarters no more. You're not in the slave quarters no more. You're not out there, you know, with the pigs and the farm animals and shit no more. You get to move into a house, probably a shack that I done sold you. And that's what they was. They was shacks. It's motherfuckers living in these shacks right now. And they just don't, this shit was crazy, man. This shit was crazy. But I'm off Mississippi. I don't fuck with Mississippi, y'all. Apparently Dion don't fuck with him either and shit. Everyone wants to elevate. You can help your black people better from an elevated platform. Agreed. Agreed, payroll, good morning. I still want my freestyle. Pillmatic 2 coming soon. I remember on 60 Minutes in the early 90s, it was like that in Virginia. Little black boys didn't know what a Nintendo or Sega game system was. He said, watch videos on jail in Alabama. My family didn't leave the plantation until the 90s in Louisiana. Y'all hear this shit? Y'all hear this shit? When you from the north, when you from the north, you're appalled at shit like that. You can't even believe it's possible. Like, y'all never took off running. They just moved down the street from the plantation. It's crazy. I tell you what though. On behalf of all my people to pick cotton, I'm gonna get our money back. PA Knit, www.therealdribble.com. I'm following in the path set before me by my ancestors. I'm in the cotton business too. I am. I'm in the cotton business. And reparations. I'm gonna get our paper back. www.therealdribble.com. Y'all laughing. I've studied the cotton flower. Y'all didn't know that cotton was a flower. Y'all didn't know that. It has a stigma attached to it because of slavery. Cotton comes in like 5 colors: tan, white, beige, green, blue, yellow. Cotton come in all of these different colors. We only know the white one because that's the only one that shared with us. They didn't want us to know how dynamic this shit was, but maybe more of us need to get in the cotton business. You dig? They got rich off of it. They sent their children to school off of it. They built estates. Cotton. I'm in the cotton business. Word up. He said cotton is king. It has a stigma attached to it and shit. U.S. currency is made of 75% cotton. The filament on a light bulb that Ben Franklin used, the filament on the first light bulb that Ben Franklin used was cotton. That right there lets you know that that nigga didn't invent that shit on his own. He didn't invent that shit on his own. A black man knew that that shit would illuminate shit. That told me a lot about that shit. During my education of cotton, when I found out that Ben Franklin in the first light bulb, the filament used, was cotton, I knew that he didn't do it. I knew that he didn't do it. A nigga did that. They was in them dark-ass slave quarters with no power and shit like that, and we got to figure out how to keep the lights on all night. We had to figure out how to keep this shit going all night. We the ones had the fucking lanterns and shit like that. They didn't need them. They didn't know that that shit was flammable. The first, filament and light bulbs, cotton. There's more equations. I got more facts associated with cotton and shit because, like I said, I studied it. But cotton plays a big part in our day-to-day life. Believe that, whether you know it or not. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. Support cotton. PA Knit. www.therealdribble.com. You gonna get an education. Come through here fucking around with a righteous black man. Come through here fucking around in the morning, man. I ain't even been to the gym yet, man. I'm out here breathing life. Go look up everything I told y'all about cotton. The first light bulb, Benjamin Franklin, allegedly invented the light bulb using a cotton filament. Why would Benjamin Franklin know the technology and the dynamics of cotton? You got that from a slave, my nigga. You got that from a black man. So, yeah, we going to take that back. Benjamin Franklin didn't invent that shit. He didn't. Thomas Edison, whatever the fuck. They both stole. They both stole. There was a Commercial back in the day that stated cotton is the fabric of our life. How about that? I'm about to get up out of here, man. I gave y'all a whole hour, and I don't even normally do that, man. I get my point across in less time. www.therealdribble.com. PA Nick, get you some crack, man. The ultimate fashion accessory, man. You like sneakers? I do. You know what I mean? It's your PA Nick to go with him. I'm up out of here. Peace.